I'm gay, I'm gay, I'm gay.
Am I dog pilled? Yes. Yes. The dog pill should really teach you something. This is what I'm saying, like, again, I don't mean to be a dick. But when people say shit like, oh, I did everything right, I did nothing wrong.
I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct.
The woman did everything wrong. It's like, I mean, maybe, but at the same time, do you really understand why she did what she did? You know what I mean? The psychology. The dog pill gives a hint as to why women do the things that they do. Because it's utterly repulsive and disgusting, but it does give a view into the psychology, you know what I mean? Synth was a Redditor, lol. I mean, I used Reddit in the past. Honestly, was never a big fan, but yeah, I used to use Reddit. I mean, Reddit became basically unusable after 2016, though. I still occasionally, like, was on certain subs, but it just kind of declined into, like, every fucking subreddit becoming extreme far leftist after 2016, so it's kind of unusable. r/brain cells. Yeah, I used to use r/brain cells. It's funny you say that.
He's one of us.
I don't remember when I stopped using Reddit. I really don't. It was probably like 2018 or something. But yeah, I miss brain cells so much. Yeah, well, they would never allow a subreddit for lonely men to make jokes and complain about women and shit. That would never be allowed. Incels Without Hate was fun too. Yeah, I think I did try that.
One of us, okay? That's one of us. Google gobble, one of us. We accept that one of us. Google gobble, one of us.
From Xbox.
Why weren't you answering me?
Because I didn't have my phone on me. We were playing Xbox, bro. That's my friend from Xbox. Can you please just leave me alone?
Why does he have no pants on?
So recently, this video has gone viral. The truth about men who live alone without a girlfriend. I mean, the delusion is insane, bro. There is an issue that is not addressed. Issue of loneliness, and instead of addressing the issue and the reasons behind it, what do? They glorify it, causing even more suffering. Because there is a lot of that noise going around recently. The narrative of, oh bro, you know, just go through the ringer alone. People who actually glorify suffering and loneliness. Strong mindset, winner mindset, stoic mindset. Zillions of these mindset combinations.
The truth about men who live alone, without a girlfriend. Ever wonder what it's like for a man who chooses to live alone, not out of necessity, but because he truly wants to?
Okay.
For the vast majority, it is a forced choice. They just try to think that it is a choice to feel better about themselves. I mean, for a few select people, sure, it is a choice, but for the vast majority, it is not. Let's be real here, man. What kind of person genuinely chooses to go through life alone? In most cases, you will realize that it is the guy convincing himself that he chose that path when it was chosen for him. They choose to be alone because they have been traumatized in the past. Because of their traumas in life, they live alone. But it ain't a real choice. That is why Adler's theory don't hold water. He claims that traumas don't exist in a sense that they don't define you, that you are not the result of your experiences. In a lot of cases, most cases, those men have been cheated on, treated like trash, or had to go through the ringer, just to the max, just to be in the...
Here, hold on. Okay. If you're distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but due to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Instead of meditations, it's copedations. It's kind of funny, I guess.
The relationship, just to keep the relationship. And the result? They were expendable anyway. And watch the evidence prove this true. When you go read the comments under these videos, it is so clear, guys. All the people, you know, watching these videos, giving thumbs up, are people usually sub-5s. Oofy-doofy providers who were always used. I truly believe that this...
I know it's kind of a shtick, but every time I hear oofy-doofy, I'm just like... I can't use terminology this stupid sounding. You know, that's why I like jester maxing or whatever, because even though that also sounds stupid, at least it like fits the theme of, like, you know, when people say they're maxing something else, you know, you could just apply any word before maxing.
Information, BP information would benefit a lot more people. It is just they are not ready. Look at these comments, guys. Look at them. You'll realize that the evidence proves what
I guess I'll read some. I was in 3 relationships and a marriage. The main thing I learned is that it's draining. I've chosen peace over madness. 22 years I was married to my high school sweetheart. 10 days before last Christmas, she turned and said, "I don't love you," and I had to leave my home and children behind. I'm starting again from scratch, but I will never worry about being alone again, because living with a dissatisfied woman is more painful than the silence I hear now. All the best, brothers. That's fucking brutal. That's a dream crusher right there. Son is 33 and has given up on dating. He says women are no longer like they were when his mom and dad got married. He says that he's perfectly happy living alone. Well, that's cope. This part's definitely cope. But yeah, that's depressing. That's gonna. I mean, that I've already, you know, the son is literally me for real, because I just think about my parents and I'm just like, I don't think them getting together would happen today. You know, my dad certainly, you know, was above average for his time. I don't think he would stand out to women these days. Definitely wouldn't. Especially, again, he's 5'8", so
say to
I'm not
the
gonna
truth.
read these
It
other
is
ones.
literally old men who have been treated like trash, you know, who have been told horrible things by their partner, gone through very serious traumas. Traumas are a very real thing. They do define you. The experiences, the traumatic experiences you go through during your upbringing will have a very significant impact. A commenter says this.
Ah, shit. Now he's reading him. Fuck.
And I will, guys.
I just
Women
assumed he wouldn't
needed
read
men
it.
economically. But that has changed. For example, this Woofy Doofy Redditor asks a question, answer to which is obvious, but his CPU cannot grasp that. How is a man supposed to provide on a single salary? That is the entire point, bro. To make your wife work as well.
See, the guy asked, what do I think about husbands being cucks? Oh, I'm all for it. Cuck life, 100%. Live the life of the cuck. Why not, right?
So that she doesn't need you financially. So the elite can keep her on their payroll. Because if she is getting bossed around by another man who's not her husband, instinctually that marriage will take a hit, a major hit. The order is messed up, guys.
Yep.
The order is messed up. There is another man that is not her husband who is higher in the chain of command. Because he's going to be higher status than her oofido.
Yeah, and this isn't even taking into account that the ultimate ahead of even her boss is the government. The government at the end is the ultra daddy for all women. I mean, I don't know if he mentions that in this video, but that was just a thought I had, where it's like, yeah, that's a huge part of what's wrong with society.
Goofy husband. Richer. Very likely better looking because there's a correlation. Taller, you know. She belongs to her boss at that point.
Society often views a man who lives alone without a girlfriend as someone who must be miserable. But what if that's not true? What if solitude is not a weakness, but a superpower?
Oh my god!
A superpower. I am tired of this gaslighting, man. You
This
know.
is reminding me of NoFap. The way that this video is describing being alone.
Guys, if you make the mistake of talking about these issues in real life, you'll get accused of being shallow. They will say, oh bro, relationships are not even important, man. They try to make it look like you are the one who's ridiculous for complaining about it. And I know some criticism here will be, oh bro, Rehab, you say most marriages are just expedient transactions with no love involved. And then you talk against stoic loneliness, choosing to go MTAP. Guys, the difference is, I am trying to save young men who can be saved. There's a difference, who can be saved. I am not promoting loneliness as something net positive, something to strive for. All I am saying is, it might be necessary to get used to loneliness. You might have to get used to loneliness. But to spin this as something positive is not only laughable, but also harmful too. Humans are social animals. Long-term loneliness is more harmful to your health than smoking and drinking. I don't spin this as some sort of superpower, some sort of, something to look up to. Now, if you are someone who's just naturally subpar looking, not talented, you were born in messed up circumstances, yeah, you might want to get used to loneliness. I've said this before. It is an important trait to be able to get used to it. But that shouldn't be the goal. It ain't a good life to live, bro.
Greatest minds, philosophers, warriors, and visionaries have spent long periods of time in solitude. Not because they had to, but because they knew something most people don't. Solitude is an opportunity to master yourself, to sharpen your mind, to live with discipline.
This is another cop they have.
Yeah, I mean, before he even gives his argument, what are you doing those things for? Why would you master discipline or improve yourself if you're by yourself? Don't say you're doing it for yourself. That's nonsense. Why? Unless you literally enjoy improving yourself, in which case, why didn't you do that back when you had a woman? Maybe you could have kept her if you're improving yourself while you're with her. Doing it by yourself, if you have no plans to find a woman, is purposeless.
Bro, it is gonna give you discipline and motivation. No, dude, it ain't gonna give you any discipline, because the reality
Maybe
is...
because you don't want to live like a slob? That was never even brought up, retard. You whataboutism Redditor sub fucking 90 IQ? What are you talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
That literally wasn't even an option. Like, you just added, like, okay, sure, you can live with just enough discipline to clean your room and vacuum and clean. Okay, then you're done? Then what? That's not, you're not fucking Sisyphus fucking pushing the boulder up the hill. You're just like, oh, I clean my room. All right, Mr. Peterson, go fucking suck off Israel some more. What the fuck are you even talking about?
Loneliness, chronic loneliness, is gonna mean that you don't have any real responsibilities apart from yourself. It is easier to slack off. That free time you have in abundance is not dedicated to extra work. Because why would you put yourself through extra hassle? They love to show these Greek philosophers and, Roman fighters, but that is not the reality for the modern lonely man living paycheck to paycheck. They are not Greek philosophers, Roman emperors with high IQ, working a meaningless job, just drinking alone to sleep. That is the sad reality for the average man who's in their 30s and 40s and still alone. And I believe that is the biggest reason why people...
How much is the jacket? Actually, it was a gift. My dad bought it for me. How long ago was that? I don't know. Like 4 years ago? I don't remember.
It's just because, to cope with loneliness. You look at someone who's lonely at age 30 and you will realize that is often the case.
And to become a man who doesn't need external validation.
I wonder how many low status, traumatized sub-5 men watch these, AI voiced videos and delude themselves into believing that they are not missing out on anything. I wonder if people making these videos always use AI voice.
And again, I would also say, if you don't need external validation, that's another reason not to improve. Because, I mean, if your validation comes from within, then you don't have to do anything, Like, these are things that sound good on paper until you start thinking about them. Everyone improves themselves for a reason, even if it's not, to get a girl, but whatever, you need something else. Improving literally just for yourself needs some kind of natural conclusion. Like, you're not doing it for literally no reason.
Because they are like 15 years old and want to be taken seriously, so they don't want to give away their real voice. Or they can't even do voice recording because of their parents and stuff.
And on others for emotional support, financial stability, or even just to get through the day.
For God and family. Well, yeah, family is external validation, though. I would even say improving for God is external validation based on your belief system. Like, I understand, like, the counter argument would be people who lift, right? You could say there's plenty of people who just lift for the pure satisfaction of beating their 1 rep max, or, gaining a little bit more muscle. But even then, I feel like the amount of people who are doing that for zero external validation is basically nobody. Like truly, even the people who tell themselves they're doing it only for themselves, I don't think it is. Like, you're doing it for something.
A man who lives alone doesn't have that luxury. He doesn't have a partner to help manage his emotions, cook meals, or remind him of the little things.
And people say friends. They say you can have friends for that. To share and have that human connection. Someone to talk to. Someone who you can show who you really are. Where you don't have to pretend. But the reality is, your male friends, you just grow apart from them. Because everybody has their own thing after graduation. They are too worried about their own career, even if they are not in a marriage, even if they are not in a relationship themselves. It is not that easy to keep in touch. But I will admit this, self-sufficiency, having to get used to loneliness, does teach you some valuable lessons. That is true. Overall, it is an obvious negative. I am not denying that, but it does teach you some valuable solo surviving skills. Because you don't have...
What I learned is normies can't handle it, because all the fuckers who like killed themselves or went into deep depression, at least during COVID, I'm just like, nothing changed for me. Those 2 years are pretty much just like, you know, the rest of my 20s.
Have teammates to rely on, to raise you if you go down. Nobody to raise you on your own team. Just because of that, it forces you to try harder, learn different strategies. Meanwhile, being good looking is very much like, you know, being that female in video games, where you have all those hard carries, you know, oofy doofies hard carrying her, boosting her, and she's acting like she's any good. Meanwhile, it is her oofy doofy party doing all the hard work.
Life throws many challenges, disappointments, frustrations, setbacks. But a man who has embraced solitude moves through it all with calm and discipline. The Stoics believe true strength comes from within. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power."
It's crazy how cheap, like, I know he's only playing parts of this video, but this video, like, I know it's just an AI voice video, but, like, you're not even showing, like, stock footage of people lifting weights or, like, I don't know, sports, Olympic shit, or, I don't know, some people accomplishing things to, like, motivate you. I guess that doesn't necessarily apply to loneliness, but, because, yeah, is there even any stock footage of like lonely people looking happy? Is that even a thing that exists? Probably not. So instead, you just have this fucking crude drawing on the screen, like this generic ass background. It's like, what even is this shit? Like,
or over your mind, not outside events.
There is one thing I cannot agree with. Copidations. This is similar to Adler's School of Psychology. Oh, events do not shape you. What shapes you is how you react to it, how you choose to perceive and respond to that event. Guys, outside
stock footage of lonely people
determining
squeezing
factor on who
pears.
you are, especially during your formative years. The feedback
That's what we
you
need.
get
Gay
from
pairs.
A child who grew
Lonely
up with
people with
positive
gay pairs. I
reinforcement,
want to see
who
it.
have found success will have a lot more positive mindset than sub-5 kids who did not. To suggest that you have an advantage for being alone and putting up with bullshit all alone in your sub-5 life is just prime example of delusion and gaslighting. Delusion if you tell that to yourself, and gaslighting if others tell you that. You gotta be honest and truthful with people, man.
When you're forced to deal with your emotions on your own, without a partner constantly reassuring or validating you, you develop unshakable emotional control.
I am with Oreo, man, with this one. No, you should not develop a so-called, you know, unshakable emotional control. You gotta let your emotions out, bro.
You know.
I am not saying go be an emotional crybaby, but long term, bottling up your emotions is just gonna make them come out in much worse ways.
In today's world, most people are trapped. Trapped in debt, toxic relationships, jobs they hate, or lifestyles that drain them.
Yeah, guess what? I ain't got any of that. So ladies, I got no debt. I got money. I'm famous. Hit me up. That's all I'm saying.
But the man who lives alone enjoys something rare.
Except a man who is without a girlfriend is also trapped in this life. Unless he's a good lifer born to wealth, he will have to go through this life having to work a job that he has to tolerate. Then he will get into that if he doesn't want to pay rent forever. Everything applies to lonely men as well. The 99% of men who live alone without a girlfriend are not nomads
Sammy, come
living
here,
in a
baby.
shed with no
Sammy, come on.
internet and stuff. We have to work jobs we don't
Sammy.
like and all the other bullshit we have to deal with. None of that changes, bro. The only difference is we go through it alone.
Most people drift through life, chasing external pleasures and distractions, relationships, money, status, thinking that happiness comes from these things. But a man who lives alone, who has embraced solitude, turns inward. He finds his true sense of purpose. In solitude,
The
there
AI
are
voice
no
fucked up
distractions.
there.
He talks like the
the
average
accent
dude,
was
the
weird.
average guy on the street is on the verge of becoming an entrepreneur that will change the world. But just because he's in a relationship, he just didn't have enough time to fulfill his potential. Dude, the average oofy doofy is just a talentless, knucklehead guy, bro. For the average guy, their purpose comes from, looking after a child. Leaving a so-called
Hold on, I'm
legacy.
gonna grab
That is
Sammy
their
real
purpose,
quick.
bro.
A man who has mastered solitude knows that happiness
I changed my mind again because she was in the perfect position to be grabbed. Yeah, weren't you? Okay.
Oh my god. All right, wrap it up. Wrap it up.
doesn't come from external sources.
Happiness does come from external sources. That is exactly why looks are so important. If it
I've often wondered how it is that every man loves himself more than all the rest of men, but yet sets less value on his own opinion of himself than on the opinion of others.
didn't come from external sources, if you really believe that, then you shouldn't bother with looks. What are the two things in life that matter the most? What people are after the most? Money and looks. That alone is the proof that happiness does come from external sources. Humans instinctively compare themselves to others. Our mental state and happiness come from external events, external validations. Oh, dude, the validation should come from within. When you look at people who say that, they often have that validation externally as well.
The truth is, the most powerful and successful men are those who don't need anyone to validate their worth.
Yes, they don't need anyone to validate their worth because they have gotten it in abundance. People let them know about their worth. They have zero doubt about it. Just like how you have zero doubt about you being sub-wife and people letting you know, they have zero doubt.
I love how the auto-generated captions think sub-5 is sub-wife because of his fucking accent. You guys told me, is he Syrian? Is that what he was? I don't know. Someone told me where he's actually from. I don't remember.
About it, bro. When you have something in abundance, you don't question it. It comes natural to you. Of course you are not gonna need it. You already have it. But try to cope like that is true for the average Joe on the street. And glorify loneliness, promote it, is such a pitiful and harmful too. Pitiful and
I know,
harmful.
everyone thinks he sounds
Glorifying
Indian,
pain
including
and
me. I
loneliness
also
is
thought he
sadly
sounded
very
Indian.
common in the manosphere. It is always this type of masculinity aimed off spin-off channels too. Those mindset variations. Cause the BP is just too painful for them. And guys, these are the videos
HG
that
says
go
he's
viral,
Syrian.
not my videos. These videos are watched a lot more than me. It is funny people act like the information you learn from this channel or other genuine BP channels are the common knowledge or the default narrative. Bro, you are out of your mind. We are a very small minority. Even though, Lux Max somehow went semi-popular.
Yeah,
among the-
Lux Max is Luke's Max.
Even that is not the common knowledge. And let me say this too, Lux Maxing community is filled with scammers, influencers,
And it's
scamming
Lux
insecure
Maxing.
teens to make a buck. The action of Lux Maxing might be a small subsection of the BP. It is a small part of it, but the community itself is filled with kids who are gonna buy into some of the most retarded stuff, bro. Just because they are told that they can turn into chat by doing something. They wanna cling on to their delusions so hard. They don't even question anything. I am telling you guys, like, if you were to told them, oh bro, your problem is that meat just wasn't raw enough. If the animal is still not breeding, the moment you take your first bite, it isn't right. There goes the...
I love the squint maxing. I don't even have to try. I'm like always fucking squinting. I just have
95% of the nutrition.
those types of
Bro,
eyes.
if you tell them that. By the way, they might be telling them that. At this point, nothing coming from these guys would surprise me. Considering all the insane stuff I have seen them say, it wouldn't surprise me. If they say, oh bro, that raw meat just wasn't raw enough because the animal wasn't breeding when you took your first bite. That is why you have long face. And why
breathing is breeding. Alright, I think we're pretty much done with this, Unless is there any other part to this video in question? Oh, what's this? Hold on.
But to vanish without a word.
BP itself will never be mainstream, will never be popular.
What if I told you the most powerful move a man can make is not to fight for her, but to vanish without a word?
Look at this. Masculine men don't chase. They disappear. Dark cycle.
That only works if the woman wants you. This shit's so retarded. Yes, if the woman is interested, the play hard to get thing might make sense. If you're a fucking, you know, I know they always say sub 5, but it doesn't even have to be sub 5. If you're just, you know, and not in the top 20% of men, you already have disappeared. You already don't exist to the vast majority of women. What is this about? It's so stupid. It's so dumb conceptually that it's hurting my head a little, but it is funny.
College 101. And look at the thumbnail, guys. Look at the thumbnail. Always a crying hot girl picture in the thumbnail. Something they have in common with MTOV. Signature MTOV move, man. Oh, bro, you know, she will regret this. She rejected you. But since you disappear, she will
This is
see
literally just the dentist system for my Sonny. The dentist system, that's one of my favorite episodes for sure. And it works for him because of, you know, that's because he's doing the crazy psycho shit on these women. It doesn't work if the women aren't interested in the first place.
When you go MTOV, she will see them. Bro, nobody cares. This is another laughable video.
No argument, no begging, no closure, just gone. Would you believe that silence can be louder than screaming? That walking away can hit harder than any punch? This isn't weakness. This is strategy. This is what high-value men do.
Except you are not that guy, bro. You are not.
This is why it's adding to the list of reasons I don't like AI is just like this AI content bullshit, man. It's just fucking, it's so easy to manipulate retards. Like this, it feels like it's tailor-made to manipulate retards into embarrassing themselves. But, well, then again, it's telling the retards not to embarrass themselves. It's telling them to, hey, don't try. It'll work out eventually. Yeah, that's great. That's equally as bad as the black pill, if not worse. Like, yeah, just do nothing. Go disappear. Walk away. She'll want you. It's like, what the fuck? She doesn't even know you exist. It's so fucking stupid. WizDivision Productions, thanks $2. Never get up. Anything is possible. Yep, Jeremy Meeks, our boy. The ultimate, the walking, talking black pill, Jeremy Meeks. This vid is making me better or worse. Yeah, well, you're strong, dude. You're happy. You're improving yourself. Always improving. Always grinding. Got to get on that Sigma male grind set. Except you're only grinding for yourself. So I don't even know why grind. Why not just like do homeostasis basically and just continue to exist. Playing guitar for me is something I enjoy and can get good at, but it's not for the purpose of showing off one day. If I was all alone, it'd still be fun. All right. Well, you're a freak. Okay, freak? Huh? You're a freak. I mean, there's things that are fun to do by yourself, but that's not exactly what I was referring to when I was talking about self-improvement earlier. I just meant like when the things it was listing were things like the other tard who was talking about not living like a slob or something. It's like, sure, whatever, clean your room, fucking cook your own food and shit, and not order out or whatever. I guess that can help your day-to-day life, I suppose. It has a purpose. But you get to a point where self-improvement, if you're only doing it for you, is pointless, like utterly pointless. Like if it doesn't improve your quality of life, then why would you do it? Because you're only doing it for you. If you're doing it for someone else, you can be motivated to do a bunch of different things. If you're doing something for only yourself, then it should be to trigger your dopamine, which I think playing the guitar works. I would think of video games or, gooning or something. But the point is, if it's for just your own personal satisfaction, then that doesn't qualify as the improvement shit that was what the video was talking about. Neurosis 51, thanks to the $5. The Fuda guidebook is called Fuda What's That by Nekarashi. Good read. I hate how Westerners conflate everything with Fuda. Tags are ruined everywhere. Indeed. I have no desire to read the guidebook, by the way. I don't know who you're sharing this for. The Joker, thanks $5. When is your birthday, may I ask? Don't worry, I'll tell you. I'll also give you my social security number and my address, and I'm gonna send you some rope too, some free rope on me. Okay, well, why are all you turbo losers super tall? Shouldn't you be like Chads or something? How badly do you have to fuck up where you're over 6 feet tall and yet you're in a synthetic man doomer hour? That's just sad. I wouldn't even call this doomer hour. This is just story time because they're also 400 pounds. How do you even eat that much? Aren't I 6 feet? I just said I'm 5'9". What the? Shut the fuck up. Are you trying to piss me off? 6 feet does not make it for a bad face. You would be surprised. It's just that you're probably shooting too high. Listen. You have to understand. As much as I relate to black pill shit, I also relate to the realists. The realists say that incels have too high standards, and I think they're right, and it's because of anime. I'm shitting on weebs again. Sorry. It comes up a lot. Your standards are too fucking high. You don't deserve Stacy. You don't even deserve Becky. Let's be real. So stop. It's time to stop. 6 foot helps. Dude, you're in the top 15%. The thing is, you're so used to men lying about their height, everyone adds 2 inches, then just say you're 6'2". Since everyone already lies about their height anyway, I should say I'm 5'11". You should say you're 6'2". Then you're in the top, like, less than 5% of people. Even if the standard is just not ran through, that's a very hard bar to cross for any modern woman over 18. That's true. Listen, I'm with you on that front. Most brutal high school experience that didn't directly involve me. Oh, okay. That didn't involve me. Let me think. What kind of embarrassing shit did I see? The problem is I only remember the things that involve me because, like, I was never the type to really, like, judge other people's fuck ups in that way. This isn't an experience. This is more just a thing that happened a lot. But I told you guys about my close autistic friend from like 5th grade to 8th grade, and I guess we're still kind of friends up until through high school. But it was my close friend for about like 3 years. There was a point where he started hanging out with all the girls, and they treated him like as a pet during lunch. It's fucking vile. Like it was like their pet retard that they were sympathetic for. It's like, this is how women treat the autistic. They don't treat them like a human being. This was a sign of things to come for wokeness, is really what it was, now that I think about it. Because this is like this would have been like 2009, 2010. And just seeing women treat an autistic guy as like a pet was so vile to me. It stuck out in my mind so much. And he didn't see it that way, and I didn't know how to talk to him about it. I did talk to other friends about it, and it's just like, man, this is making me hate women. The misogyny was starting early. What they do to him, it's just the way they talk to him. They baby talk him. They like, the thing is, Jack was, I mean, he was high functioning on a technical level, but he's definitely he's on the lower end of the scale, you know, like he was definitely autistic. Like we all joke like, oh, I'm an autist because I spill my spaghetti when I talk to women. No, he was autistic. Okay, he was actually autistic. So there's a difference. Are there any taboo topics you've realized are on YouTube apart from the big beaks? I'm getting together my stream channel and want to not get banned because of my unhingedness. Well, you could just, like, don't want to be a dick, but you could practice some common sense. Like, don't say slurs. Don't encourage violence against an entire group of people unless you're obviously joking. Don't talk about, like, certain hot conspiracy theories that are currently going on that are race-related, sex-related, or something. I don't know. One girl in my high school had revenge porn of her post online. It was quite the episode. Yeah, that sounds bad. Honestly, in terms of, like, the type of drama you see in movies, my middle and high school years were not that exciting. Nah, it was kind of tame. I mean, usual shit. I've told you guys about my cringe moments, quite a few. But I don't think there was anything on that level, really. This dog purposely doesn't cooperate. Like, she knows how to jump into my lap. She doesn't want to. She just doesn't want to. It's okay. It's okay. Assume my channel's analytics are the same as yours. Most incels seem to be older than 24. We don't have that many Zooms watching. Yes, let me look back. It was, only 22.7% are under 25. So even the Zoomers here are older Zoomers. You know, they're around my age, you know. Which shows you Zoomers are not based, okay? Proof. Because they don't watch me. I'm gonna get a fed girl. Yeah. I'll know. If she's attractive, then I'm like, nah, I'm out. It's a fed. Any Gen Alpha viewers? Yeah, it was like 0.5%. Yeah, 0.5. No, and that's not even technically correct. Because, the oldest Gen Alphas are only, what, 14? So, that's not even really right. I bet it's like close to 0. Because the age group is 13 to 17, so 16 and 17 at least is definitely not. Those are just the youngest Zoomers. Most Zoomers are not base, vast majority of them are homosexual. That, to be fair, in Zoomer's defense, Cry, I think that's counting women. It's mostly Zoomer women are the biggest fucking communist narcissists of all time. Like, by the stats. By their own, by their own political values that they state, they are like the furthest left fucking crazy people ever. And again, this ties into the fucking hag maxing I was talking about last time. With the shoe on head video. Where it's like, you wonder why Zoomers are hag maxing when Zoomer women are utterly insufferable. I watch you on head now. Not really. I watched like 4 of her videos back to back that were related to women and men, just because, I don't know. I have no idea. They were pretty inoffensive. There's a few under 18 chatters during the Kingdom Come 2 streams. One kid said that woke started after Biden was elected when he was in middle school. I don't think kids should watch my content. I keep having to... I mean, I'm glad my parents stopped, finally, but it literally took them probably a couple years. But my parents, you know, I don't blame them for this. Of course, you're proud of your kid as like a Z-list E-celeb online, but they would always tell strangers about my YouTube channel, and of course, the average parent doesn't understand that like YouTube isn't just for children. So they would literally, I'm like, what, you told them? Are you fucking, do you know what I talk about on here? And so now my mom makes sure every time, no, the channel's not for kids. And, yeah, it's not for kids. I do not want any kids to be listening to Doomer Hour. Legitimately, that's the worst thing you could be listening to. That's the biggest part of, like, listening to some of that incel shit, is some of the kids they give up too early, you know? I'd say after college, you can start being a doomer, but you have to, you know, you have to at least be at that point, I think. I certainly was a doomer too early. It kind of destroyed my chances. I'm a good example. I mean, based on the stories I've told, I told you guys there were several girls interested in me, you know, from like 8th grade through 12th, and I fucked it up. I don't know what to tell you, I fucked it up. So I'm a good example. If I'd gone to college, I probably would have fucked up some other ones. Same? Yeah, I know, dude. There's many such cases. Many such cases. Did I ever cry in school? Well, when I got rejected by the Hispanic girl, I did. I did. I couldn't hold it in. A couple tears slipped out. I was like 14, I think. Yeah. That's probably the only time. I think that's the only time I actually cried in school, you know. In front of her? Nah, I held it in until she left. What'd she say? I don't quite remember. She just said, "I'm sorry, I just don't know you that well." That's how she rejected me, basically. It wasn't mean. What I was crying about is the fact that, like, I had read the entire situation wrong. I mean, you're gonna hear a million stories like this, and I've heard a million stories like this because I listen to this type of stuff all the time. But, like, women are so... They don't like sending direct signals, obviously. They just don't. And so what I thought was, you know, interest was actually her treating me kind of like the other girls were treating my friend. That's like, oh, I'm just she thought I was autistic and she's just being nice to me. I wasn't autistic, I was fucking depressed. You know, so I didn't respond to people because I was miserable. I wasn't autistic, you know, so whatever. It is what it is. Did I meet any genuine nice girls in your school besides the chubby black girl liked me? Actually, she was oh, you're talking about the other girl. Yeah, no, yeah, you're remembering more than I thought. Yeah, see, the black girl I dated is not the same for the rest of this, for the rest of shit. There was another girl who's interested in me, a really short black girl who was kind of fat a little bit, but I don't know, she wasn't like obese, but she was fat. She liked me a lot. She was my friend in junior year. There was a little redhead chick who liked me in math class also that year. I'm telling you, in junior year, I definitely could have done some shit, but I was already emotionally wrecked by that point, thanks to my parents. So, I'm being honest. I'm just fucking being honest. It is their fault. And someone asked me, I missed it during the last Doomer Hour, if they know they fucked up. Yeah, listen, you can say I'm a bad person for this, but trust me, I made sure my parents knew. That doesn't mean they believe it. My mother does not believe it. My dad does kind of know he fucked up. He does. That's why I think my dad is a good person. Because he realizes that he wasn't really cut out to be a father, and he regrets not being a good father figure. Which is why I have a good relationship with my dad. My mom will never accept that she made any mistakes raising me, ever. Or my brother, for that matter. So, it is what it is. Whatever you do, don't join the military. Oh, well, no shit, I ain't joined the military. Trust me, I ain't joined the military. I almost got forced, but my parents knew that I would worm my way out of it, and they were right. It's gonna piss you off, but why are you guys so gung-ho about this matter? When I was in high school and college, I just talked to girls, not even to flirt, just make regular chat. Okay, normal. Why are you here? I just stumbled upon my channel? I'm gonna fucking... I only want to date women in Virginia. Listen, I'm just not that guy. I can't do long-distance relationships. I can't. You should have seen my texting behavior throughout my life. Like, if people don't text me first, I ain't texting them. And I text... I talk on the phone like a fucking autist. A lot. That's probably when I'm my most autistic, is on the phone. I just feel like if I don't have, like, you know, if I'm not seeing someone's face, my brain just dissociates and I stop. Like, it's hard. I have to really try to invest myself in the conversation. And with texts, like, I'm just lazy. I don't feel like writing long texts. Fly them out. I could afford it, but that seems like a bad idea, dude. That seems like a bad idea. There's millions of people here. There's no reason... Well, there... It can't be from around here, because as you guys... I've already explained this. The people here are older. There's not that many people my age here. I don't know what the deal is, but that's just what it is. It's just not... This is not a good area. So it'd have to be someone from out of town, at least, but I wouldn't want him to be that far. Start trying the Andrew Wilson method, where I reach someone else's energy. I mean, trying may be worth it. Yeah, Dude, I have not completely given up. I have not completely given up. I am very pessimistic, but that doesn't mean I've given up. It's not the same. I've been pouring my free time into doing other things. You know, I've been lifting more. I've even been riding our fucking weighted exercise bike, which I fucking kind of hate it. It's a kind of a scam, but it's cool. At least it has weighted resistance, so that's neat. But you still actually have to talk to people. Confidence only goes so far. And yes, I'm used to talking to words on a screen, but that's not the same. It's like, yes, I am confident online because it's my fucking job and I've been doing it for 5 years. And there weren't that many consequences. I've always treated the internet the same my entire life. I don't think it's that serious. I've always thought that way. Yes, I think YouTube is serious in the sense that I don't want my business to fail. And I like being an e-celeb. I do like it, but I don't like that people hate me, but I like the other aspects. Yes, I was very anxious at first, but you learn that quickly there aren't consequences. There are consequences to talking to people in real life. I know people like to say there's no consequences, who cares if you get rejected by a woman or whatever. And I'd say probably most of the time that's right. But, listen, some things are just an issue of my own psychology. And maybe I'm trying to be pretentious about saying I don't take rejection well, I guess. Well, maybe it's just that. I don't know. I sometimes I think deep down I'm mentally unhinged, and I don't really want to find out. There's been hints in my life. I'm not going to talk about specifics. Let's just say there's hints. You think having a woman in your life is going to fix things, or will you change up your lifestyle for one? Yeah, I would. I would change my lifestyle for one. Unless she enabled me. But ideally, I would have a girl that wouldn't just enable my degenerate behavior. Everyone needs motivation. I always hear this cope. And look, I don't want to talk about the Kiwi Farms thread again. But there's always copes where people say a girlfriend won't fix your life. I don't have that much wrong with my life. Let's be real. I'm not missing that much. We went through Maslow's hierarchy of needs in the Doomer Hour.
No worries.
I have self-actualization. I have, you know, all my basic needs covered. I have, like, all this. I'm missing the social aspect of it. And I do talk to people online, you know, sometimes. I do this for one, which I know this is one-sided. Even though I read chat, it's not a real conversation, right? But it does fulfill the social part of my brain, which I don't need much in the first place. I am a fucking introverted, like, misanthrope type person. I don't need a lot of social interaction, but I don't have the romantic part at all. I make money, you know, like, I fucking, if it came down to, you gotta live out on your own to really, like, be in a serious relationship with a girl, then I'm out of here. I'm out. But I'm not gonna do that first for no reason, to just isolate myself further from the only two people who I talk to every day in my life, you know? My schizoid. I'm halfway. I'm avoidant personality disorder. But granted, that's self-diagnosed, so maybe I don't. But if I had to guess, I would say I have avoidant personality disorder. M. Garcia, thanks to the $5. Would you abandon the synthetic man character / YouTube if you had a wife and kids? Well, I mean, this is how I make money, so probably not. I mean, that is kind of part of the problem, is that I would have to have a girl who's willing to accept that, even if my opinions did soften up, as they do when people make it, I've noticed, I still have to at least lie and still be the extremist that I am. I bet you find a woman who finds you funny. Yeah, that's a rare one, for sure. Women do not laugh at the type of shit I say. They're horrified. I've let it slip a few times. That's something you learn, you know, you learn, and then you're like, alright, I'm not gonna say edgy things anymore around women. In Too Deep, thanks to the $5. At my 8th grade dance, I danced and hung out with a girl. I asked her out, and she said no. Then dated Chad the next week. Women aren't direct from a young age. They're still not direct. Do you know how many fucking videos? They're trying to change that because they know. Because men don't approach women anymore. Like, statistically, they just don't do it. There's a huge amount who've never done it. Right? But it's not in their nature. They don't want to pursue because it's just, that's literally like down to their fucking genes. Men are supposed to pursue, but society punishes us for doing what we are supposed to do. Have any of my female friends reached out? No. I never used Facebook ever. My Facebook got hacked multiple times, probably from some of the questionable websites I've visited over the years. No. I never used social media ever. I've told you guys this. I don't use Facebook, I don't use Twitter, I don't use Instagram, I don't use any of that other shit, any of the apps, no dating sites, nothing. YouTube is the only social media I use, and now I'm in like a couple Discords, and that's it. I mean, have your female fans reached out? Yes. 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 Did I hear that they found ADHD meds reduce boys' heights by an inch or more? No, I never took ADHD medication, though. I honestly believe you can do well if you put yourself out there. You got the finances for it. I do. It's a me problem. I realize this. I realize it's a me problem. I'm not an idiot. But that doesn't mean it's not a serious problem. People just act like, oh, just go out there. It's like, if you're saying shit like that, you fundamentally can't understand someone like me, or someone like, you know, the people like me who are in chat I know are here. I got rejected by a chick half a foot taller than me a few days ago. She's friendly online. As soon as she saw my height IRL, she canceled the date immediately. Well, that's your fault for trying to date the tall girl. These tall girls be vicious. Yeah, you see like the one example online. I know, we've all seen it. Same shit with normies saying retarded shit like, oh, I know a short guy who slays every day. How is he rich? What do the women look like he's slaying? Are they ugly? They never provide details, because let me explain why. And again, I'm sorry, I don't want to rail on this Bjorn guy again, but I guarantee he's the same fucking psychology as these retards. But when normies hear shit like Doomer Hour, it's a defense mechanism in their brain. Because they're a bug person, they do not want the negativity of other people to spread to them, because they can barely function in their wage slave lives, right? So when they listen to depressed people talk about their problems, they immediately just have to spout out whatever worthless fucking generic wisdom that they've heard before that they don't even know if it works, or just, you know, provide random ass outliers as if that helps anything. And it's because they're scared. They're fucking scared of the depression spreading to them like it's a disease. It's disgusting. I've encountered that a lot. Let's just say that I've encountered that a lot. So I hate those people. I hate them. God, do I hate them. Tall girls back in the day used to complain about people not wanting to date them, but now with online dating they have a lot more tall options. True. Yep, true. Well, FN, thanks to Canadians. Synthemize suicide. No, I am not. I am not suicidal. There you go. That's for when I disappear. And suddenly on my computer is a huge manifesto that I would have never written because I'm too lazy. So that's another clue for you. So, no, there's no note. There won't ever be a note. And you know, when I miraculously I commit suicide by shooting myself in the back of the head, you know, maybe some people figure it out.